Welcome back. Today we'll start new chapter, that is electrochemistry. In electrochemistry, you need to understand first galvanic shell. So this galvanic shell is a device in which electricity is produced with the help of chemical reaction. Okay, so from chemical reaction, if electricity is produced and if it is in a particular setup, so this setup is called galvanic cell. So in galvanic cell, electric current or electricity is generated by the chemical reaction. Got it? So I'll give you a very simple example. Okay. Two electrolyte. Okay. Zinc electrode. And here is copper electrode. Suppose this is copper, this is zinc. Okay. And if here we have aqueous zinc sulfate, that is electrolyte. Here suppose we have copper sulfate, aqueous. Okay. And if this is connected to salt bridge, then from this reaction electricity is generated. Okay. Okay, let me put one granular to this side. Okay. So see what happens here. You have to understand this very carefully. Okay. So this is a galvanic cell. Chemical reaction occurring here is responsible for the production of electricity. Okay, how come? Look at the board. Now, from this zinc electrode, zinc ions are discharged into the electrolyte, and if suppose zinc is producing Zn2 plus ion and there is a formation of two electrons, yes or no? Now these two electrons move this way, okay, and here the copper ions which are present in the electrolyte, so this copper ion will receive these two electrons and there is a formation of copper here. So the copper gets deposited at the cathode, this copper electrode. Got it or not? Now remember this. From one side electrons are produced and it is transferred to another side, another electrode. So here is a flow of electron. Very simple flow of electrons or electron is electricity actually. Okay, so electron is flowing this way. So according to physics, current flows this way. Okay, this is movement of electron, this is movement of current. Okay, in this way there is a formation of electricity and this is called the simple galvanic cell. Okay, so now you have to understand one thing, that is oxidation and reduction here. Okay, so in one case there is oxidation reaction and in another case there is reduction reaction. So suppose if I break this into two halves, then the first half is oxidation and second half is reduction. So galvanic cell, there are two types of reaction, or you can call it half cell. Okay, so first half oxidation half and second one reduction half. Okay, so as you can easily understand which one is oxidation, which one is reduction. So removal of electron is oxidation half, this is oxidation half, and here addition of electrons, so this is reduction half. And remember, there is this one bridge is there, this is called salt bridge. Okay, this is here to balance the ions. Okay, for ion balancing we have salt bridge. If both the electrodes are in same electrolyte, then we don't use salt bridge. Remember this is called salt bridge. This is for ion balance. Got it? So this is very simple galvanic cell. In one half there is oxidation reaction and there is reduction reaction. If you accumulate all this, then this will be full reaction. So this is full cell reaction, this is oxidation half, and this is reduction half. Got it? Now, after knowing this, near of this one, okay. After knowing this, you need to understand how to write or how to form galvanic cell with the help of equation. Very easy. Okay. So I'll give you same example. Suppose we have zinc. Yes or no? It is producing zinc 2 plus ion plus 2 electrons and copper 2 plus. Let me write aqueous because it is in the aqueous medium, since this is electrolyte. Copper aqueous, let me write solid here as copper aqueous. It is receiving 2 electrons and it is forming what? Copper solid. Yes or no? Neutral copper. Now if you add this reaction, then what will you get? This 2 electrons get cancelled. So zinc solid plus copper 2 plus aqueous. You are getting zinc 2 plus copper. This is aqueous, this is solid. So this is overall cell reaction. Okay. Now if you need to set up this as a diagram, you will draw 2 electrolytic container with electrodes, salt bridge, etc. Yes or no? But to minimize this, we can express this in a very simple way. Okay, try to understand this. Okay, now first what you have to write is, you have to write the electrode first. So here in this cell, suppose this is salt bridge. Zinc electrode was there, yes or no? So let us write first zinc solid, and there is a one bar. So this bar is for separation of electrode and electrolyte. So which electrolyte was there? ZnSO4. We don't write SO4, we write, if it dissociates you will get Zn2 plus ion. Yes or no? So here we write Zn2 plus aqueous. So this first bar is for the separation of electrode and electrolyte. And here we have a salt bridge. So for the salt bridge we use double bar like this. Okay. So this double line or double bar is for salt bridge. Then we'll write Cu, that is here we have copper electrolyte, and here is a separation for copper solid. So if you see this kind of expression or this kind of what we call it format, then you can easily understand this zinc is zinc electrode, this is electrolyte containing zinc ion, this double line is for salt bridge, this is for copper, and this is for copper ion, that is aqueous electrolyte, and this copper solid is now electrode. Okay. Now remember this, anode is always written here at the left hand side, and here it is cathode. Okay, got it? Suppose if I give you this another example. Okay, I'll give you another example. You try to draw this at home. Okay. First, take a screenshot of this. Okay. Now this is the way of expression of galvanic cell. Okay, for different electrons and electrolytes. Okay. Now, okay, I'll give you example. You write this. Okay. H2, okay, gas plus 2Az plus aqueous. It is producing 2H plus aqueous plus 2Az solid. Look at the board now. It is very important. Now here we have hydrogen gas. Instead of metal, we have hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas also can act as electrolyte or electrode. Okay. So, if hydrogen is there, then you don't have to be worried. Okay. Simple. If you see hydrogen, then you need to use inert electrode like platinum electrode along with this hydrogen. Got it? Okay, I'll write very simple way. So first you need to write what? Electrode. For this obviously hydrogen is there, electrode would be platinum. Okay, for H2 gas. Got it? After that, since H2 gas is there, H2 gas is forming H plus ion. So again part, so this is H plus aqueous now. Yes or no? Now if salt bridge is there, this one, then very simple. Now what is left? Since platinum will be the electrode for hydrogen gas, if hydrogen gas is there, then which ion is present? H plus ion. Now we have, what is that? Az plus, that is aqueous electrolyte. For this electrolyte, which electrode is there? Silver. This is solid. In this way you can represent galvanic cell. Got it? Okay. Let us quickly move on to a term. Now this term is called electrode potential. Very important. It is actually the affinity of electrode to accept electron. Very electron, not electrons. Okay, it is the affinity of electrode to accept electrons. Very simple way. Okay, so this is the potential. With this electrode potential, we can understand various properties such as reduction potential, oxidation potential, okay, and other factors for different metals. Okay, so now this electrode potential is actually the affinity of any electrode to accept electron. Okay, or if it can accept electron, then the reaction is actually called the reduction. So generally we use reduction potential for all the electrodes. Okay, and with the help of this you can have idea which metal will have oxidation property or which metal will have reduction property. Generally metal will have reduction property, but there are some metals which can have oxidation properties also. Okay, so I'll give you idea about this in your later class. Okay, so today we'll leave up to electrode potential, and from tomorrow onwards, okay, we'll have detailed explanation on electrode potential in our next class. Okay, thank you very much for